Hello everyone and welcome to Linux Volume 2, and we are going to discuss in this episode everything pertaining Linux, that's the installation part of it. On the previous episode, Linux Volume 1, we covered the basics of Linux, that is the history, different kind of flavors, and why Kali Linux, why are we going to deal with the Kali Linux specifically, but later on in our tutorials we'll be covering different kind of flavors. Now I'll be doing a recap of just a small recap of what we covered in the previous episode for those who missed, but if you want to have everything in full, that is uh, detailed information of what we covered, uh, please make sure to visit the first episode, that's the Linux Volume 1. Now this is what we covered. We covered the infrastructure, that is the layout of how we're going to install our Linux, that's Kali Linux. Linux will be installed on top of a hypervisor, and the hypervisor will explain what it is. The type of hypervisor we'll be using is the Oracle VirtualBox, and the Oracle VirtualBox will be installed on top of a host OS, of which will be running on top of a physical hardware. And for the downloads, we visited our browser of our choice. That's for this case I used to Google, and the first software that you download is the Microsoft Visual C++, C and I explained what the function of the Visual C++. This is like a postman who which relays information to and fro between the BIOS and the guest OS. After downloading this one, kindly click the file for its an executable. Then click it to start running. Just click next and everything. The operation will start going in the background. And the next that we'll be downloading is the Oracle VirtualBox. There's the Oracle VirtualBox. From the first link, everything is explained in the first episode. And after download the Oracle VirtualBox, please make sure to click next to start running. Make sure you start with the Microsoft Visual next before running the Oracle VirtualBox, because without the Microsoft Visual, the VirtualBox cannot run and it will give you an error. By default, it cannot be installed. And the final thing that you downloaded is the Kali ISO, that's the Kali image. So now we went to kali.org. I gave a clear explanation of how we arrived there and how we are going to navigate until downloading everything that you needed. Now to this point, I'll be going direct to the installation part of it, and I believe if you did everything as I said, by the instructions that I shared, I believe you should be having something like this. I should be having now from this point we want to install the Linux. Now from this point you click new to install the Linux. Okay, so let me position it. That is fair. Now we want to do the installation part. From this point, after clicking new, we need to name our system. We'll call it Kali Linux 2025. So folder, this way you want the location you want your files to be located. Image ISO you want to select for now, leave it like that. After writing here Linux, the type will be detected automatically to Linux. Now we want to change to check on the version. Now we are using 64-bit Debian version. From this point, click next. Base memory, we give it like 40 megs is just fine. 40 MB is fine. Now processor, two CPUs are just fine. So make sure everything stays within this green line, this green environment. When you exceed this point, is a point of warning, and it might affect how your system works. So just operate within the green environment, that's the safe zone. Next, we have been asked to create a virtual hard disk now. Yes, we're going to do that now. So, but you're going to adjust our storage, base memory storage, because 20 gigabytes is quite low. Since we have 2 terabytes, let us give it like 50 gigabytes. So that's fine. Next, now this is a summary of the whole system. I believe we are together up to this point. This is a summary of everything, and then we finish. After finishing, next thing to do, we need to configure our Kali Linux ISO. After that's the final part before start running our system. Let me show you. Click on settings. It okay, good. After clicking on settings, you are expected to have such kind of an interface presented before you. Good. Now on this part we have the general part of it. We are going to do anything about general, basic, leave it, advanced. So we're going to change here share clipboard. So this one will help you whenever you want to copy and paste anything with, or share anything between the guest OS and the host OS. Maybe you have something you want to copy and paste in, and vice versa. So we'll change here to bidirectional. Drag and drop, leave it the way it is. Description, leave it. Encryption, description, leave it the way. Next we go to the system. The system, everything here looks cool. The processor, everything 2 4. Okay, that's fine. Acceleration, everything's just for display. So for this, for the video memory, we're going to maximize it to give it everything fully. Maximize it. Account, leave it the way. Graphic control, leave it the way it is. Recordings, everything's fine to this point. Now we go to the storage. Now this is where everything is. This is where we're going to install our ISO image, our Kali Linux image. So as I said, Kali Linux, the image we downloaded is the engine of what, or rather has has all the information contained by the operating system that we're going to run. In this case, it's going to be Kali Linux. Now we click on this empty disk over here. From this point, just a minute. From this point, what are you going to do? You're going to add, click the file here where you have a small disk, and the optional drive where you have a small disk over here on the right farthest end. Choose the disk. In this case, it's like Kali Linux. You click it wherever location you downloaded your Kali ISO to be. Locate that location. Okay. Audio, you have nothing to do, and the storage you have already done. You have nothing else. After installing, you'll see this Kali Linux, and if you install it, will be displayed over here. Wait a minute. Share this thing. Okay, so that's fine to that point. Audio, you have nothing to do. Network. So and when it comes to network, we have so many types of network to attach to, but at this point we just use NAT. We have bridged, internal, host only, adapter. All these depending on the need that you want to achieve. Some if you want maybe to seclude your VirtualBox in terms of networking so that it can have an independent network, uh, and not sharing the same network with the guest OS. Maybe you want to share, depending on the need, you want to isolate it. There's so many, but for this point we're just going to use NAT. The NAT is fine. Serial ports, USB, nothing. Share folder, nothing. User interface, nothing. So click OK, and you're ready to fire up the system. Just a minute, I want to show you. After clicking OK, you come back to this space. Now from this point we are going to start our system. Click start. Programs should be initiated like this. Good. You need to take about time because it takes time, especially during the first installation. And that's what I want to show you. Okay, what I want to show you. You will be presented with such a screen. Click inside and press enter for the graphical installation. Okay, click just type any key, any single key randomly after clicking your mouse inside. And one thing I know you realize is that whenever you okay, before you reach that point, whenever you click your mouse inside the host operating system, or I mean the guest operating system, it will be inbound, or it will just operate within the host operating system. But if you want to get control over your mouse, you'll right click the control key, so that you can outbound, or yeah, it can outbound the mouse or the cursor rather. Now to this point, you select the language, you continue. uh, Location, I'm from Africa. Now get Africa first. So Africa, actually I'm from Kenya. Now Kenya is not here. Get Africa first. Get Africa. After clicking other, get Africa. Click Africa, Kenya. This point, continue. uh, time zones, let us just use the US time zone, and you can use there's so many here. Zimbabwe, what at this point, let us just use that one. Keyboard, American English, but you can just choose depending on the need that you have, or depending on your location. It's an open source, remember that. Depending on the need, you can try to maybe you want to use it for open source investigations, and you want to have some patch levels or some things that point to your locality. You can change everything, but for this point, let us give it time to install. The installation is ongoing. IPv6 auto configuration, just the internet networking, and then network part, this HCP will be covering that. Now to this point, it is asking for a name. I'll give it Kali. Domain name, just leave it the way it is, blank. Full name, let us give it Kali Kali. What name can we give it? Full name of the new user, Kali. Just remove, even Linux. Okay, continue. Password, you can create your own password that you want in this case, but it should be a strong password for this case, because I'm just for the tutorial using this one for now. But later on, as we move and we advance in our level and even move to other VMs like a VMware, start doing serious projects, you need to take care of your passwords, of course. Now where are we? So the guided, you use the guided use entire disk, continue, and choose that one, continue. All in one partition, recommended for new users, of course. Let's go with that one. You finish the partitioning. Yes. Write the changes to the disk. Of course, you want to have those changes that you have been using to the disk. Continue. Starting with system. You'll be presented to this one. So you choose the GDM cubic GDM3. We'll be choosing yes to continue. The installation is ongoing. Enter. Now we use the second one. We want to do it a manual installation. Now I want to emphasize something here. If you have a strong system or your machine is very powerful, that is, you can use this, you can click this gnome. But if you know you don't have, or your machine is quite in questioning in terms of power, just ignore it. But for this case, I will use it. With or without it, it's just a graphical installation that will enhance the system, the operation of your system and everything, just graphics. But if you feel your system is doubting, now do without it. But for this case, I will click no, click continue. For the system to reboot. That's it. Give it time. Here's our system. This comes from the other end. That one. Click enter. Just click enter and it will work its miracle. On here Linux is coming. We are here. We want to test our system, and our username is Linux, and our password, of course, as all you know that password. Know your password. I'll be sharing mine in case you want. Just use a simple one. If anyone needs the password, they can share a request on the comment section. I'll share it with you. But again, if you're having any other difficulties or challenges or getting errors when trying to install, please share the screenshot of the error or describe the problem we are going through. From the error we can debug in reverse so that you can understand where the problem is actually originating. Now from this interface you can just cancel this mouse over there. It's a mouse integration toolkit. Well, and here we have our system. Perfect. Now you might your system might boot up but might not be in a full mode, like the screen might not be fully covering the, like it's not in full mode. You can on top of your system, you just go over there and on the top main bar we have file, machine, view. Click on the view and adjust to Windows size, or can even click host A. Host A will do that. Now from the interface we want to check our system. Let us first check out the apps. Click it here. These are the apps that we have over here. So many: Autopsy, Chromium, Exploit Database, Kali Tools, and Map, Wireshark, Multi-Goo, you see, Nipto, all these wonderful tools. and here and there. Apart from that, you can check over here on top left, click apps. One cool thing about this here is that every application or software is categorized depending on the function. For example, if you come here number one on information gathering, all these tools are used for information gathering. All these ones, we'll learn them one by one. Vulnerability analysis, the same. Web analysis application, well, web application analysis we have here. Suit, comics, password crack. We have John the Ripper, Hydra, Hashcat. You see wireless attacks. You see, we have all these here. We need to learn all these. In fact, these are just steps of hacking. If you want to hack, you need to gather information first. After gathering the information, you need to understand if the system or the subject has any vulnerabilities or weaknesses, and how can we exploit those weaknesses. Now we come here, we use these tools to exploit the weaknesses. If you want to do a web application analysis, you want to understand the vulnerabilities on the web application, the same thing. Now, from that point, without further ado, I'll go to the command line. On the bottom here, you can see the command line. I want to emphasize on one thing about Linux, Linux, that is, all these open source operating systems gives us a chance, or rather a platform of bending the system with our own rules. That is, we can give our system the instructions that you want it to be executed. For example, unlike Windows, whereby we need to wait for updates, patch levels to be released by Microsoft on every second Tuesday of every month. It's called a patch Tuesday. Every second Tuesday of every month. On Linux, we can do the patch level escalation on ourselves anytime, every time, and any way we want to do. For example, if you want to do an update, you come write sudo. Sudo is the administrative level escalation command. Sudo apt update. You can do update first. I want to click the update right now because to take time for the sake of this video, I'll just show you and I'll explain why. So update gives the general the general operating system an update of the patch level with the new updates that are there for Linux, because we have the support team that checks when we have vulnerabilities, we have weaknesses, we have things that need to be patched. Now, when you say click enter to ask for your password, when you input your password, it will start to update automatically. It will reach a point where it will ask you, do you want to proceed, yes or no? Just write y, yes, for yes. That will do another day. For this, it's just just a an introduction part of Linux, from the installation part of it, from downloading to installation. Now I want to do that. Now next what we can do is we'll do sudo apt upgrade. Sorry. So we'll upgrade all those applications that are already installed on the operating systems, are upgraded to the new level, to the new patch level, to the new update level. Already those installed. You need to get the difference between update and upgrade. Upgrade gives the internal softwares or application a new upgrade, but for update is a general. Now the same thing, you click to request for your password. When you input the correct password, everything just flow as it is should be. Now another thing that we need to check here is if you want to clear all these tasks on your command line, just write clear. It will clear like that. I want to show you how to move on an escalator to a root level before I finalize here. Now if you want to move on a root level, write sudo su, like that. It will request for your password. Sorry, I need to do the password. Come on. Yeah, as you can see here, we have the root. And let me expand these. Let me expand this. Let me do this. Let me expand this for the sake. Yeah, I think that's cool. Not you. Yeah, that's better. Now, you can see there's a different. We have a root. You have been indicated at the bottom here. This is a root. And what is a root? Root, in the simple terms, is being an administrator, running an administrative mode. And later on, as we'll be covering our journey on Linux together, we'll be understanding why we should not be executing or running everything through root, and why we should, and the need of having an administrative root. Now, Linux gives a partition of this, because at root level you can do literally anything and everything on this operating system. Because you are an administrator, you can vent so many things, you can customize things, you can delete, eliminate, install. But if you're just running like a normal user, like before moving to an escalated root level, your usage is limited. uh, we have rules. Linux has a lot of rules in every let me say what in every directory. We have rules. We have a rule for writing, executing, and reading. Others are limited. For this, I don't have any package over here, but if you can check if you have anything else. If you want to check if you have anything in your what's in your directory, you can use ls. It will list for you. I don't think we have anything. If you want to change directory, you can use cd. Like for example, we have anything. This is a new machine. I don't expect us to have anything. Used to download. Let us check if we have anything. Now we have nothing. Literally we have nothing, but with the time I'll show you how we can check on the rules that prevail within our uh, our, our our directories. Now if you want to go back home, click cd. It will, as you can check over here, from home, Linux downloads. Now we are here. Now if you want to check the current directory, you say pwd. That's the present working directory. It will tell you your root. But let us move to, let us change our directory to like downloads. uh, see, so I want us to test something together before. So what is the present of the directory? It's the root cd. We, oh, aha, at least here we have some files. Let us check. Like, let us move to the cd bin. I want to see what we have here. Let's, good. This bin directory you can have let me clear so that you can have a view of what is going on. Now if you say ls tag list, this is what I wanted to show you. As you can see, for now it doesn't make a lot of sense, and you don't need to understand this now, but I just wanted to show you. Just a minute. Now let us use the first okay, we have a total of 8,700 and those are files. So 807,732. Now in this case here, I want us to focus on this point that I've just highlighted. I believe you can see right. We have the first one, a tag rwxr. It means these person a user who is okay, we have three users here. One here, who this one, and this one differentiated by a tag, by a hyphen, this one and this one. Now this one is the root, this one is this is the root level, the first one here. The root level has the administrative right to read, write, execute, and read. This one has the right to execute and read only, and this one has the right to execute only, as you can see. So all these are security classification that are kept there so that to help safeguard everything. We'll be able to to understand this later on when it comes to uh, root administration, root administrative and system administrative, where when we'll covering later on the rules on the security and security measures that are deployed by having all those mechanism in place. Now for this case, I want to exit the root level. Just click exit. Now for the final thing, before I shut down the system, if you have already connected to your system, you want to understand or you want to test if your machine is connected to the internet, you can do you can ping, like the common use is the Google server. You can ping the Google server tag 4 counts. Let us ping it 4 times. Oh, come on, what did I do? Sorry about that. Ping it 4 times. As you can see, yeah, 4 packets transmitted, 4 received, 0% packet loss, and 3005 milliseconds. So this is the information that we are getting, and if we are connected to the internet, that means everything is fine. To this point, I think I'll leave you to make sure you update the system as I've showed you. Update sudo apt. I'll show you how to upgrade these things once in a combination, but for this point I need to take you in slow so that you can understand with time what you need. Upgrade first. After finishing the upgrade, it will return the interface, then update, or whichever that comes first, as long as make sure you complete the update and the upgrade completely. I'll shut the system, shut down the system. You can shut down the system from the command line, or you can come over here and click power off. You can power off the system there. Yeah, but I'm used to shutting down. This is my favorite command, of course. Shut down, and the work is done. Before I wind up, I want to show you something. A little bit. Exit. Now at this point, I want to show you how to do something called taking a snapshot. And what's a snapshot? A snapshot is when a system or rather operating system has been already installed, and you are using it, and you are installing other operating or other softwares or other dependencies on the operating system. Now these dependencies can come with other problems, can break your system. These systems, they do break, and I expect you to have these challenges until you understand well. You experience these challenges, this system will crash. It's not something that should make you worried. Now if you have a snapshot, you can be able to revert back to the original place or original stage that your system was before it crashed, or before installing a certain software that you think might tamper with your system. Or for example, you are using your system for forensics or for malware analysis. Yes, like for example, malware analysis is a very good example, because when you do malware analysis, the malware might destroy or manipulate some of your operation within your system. So you can delete that session and revert back to the session that you think it's pure. Now in this case, if you want to take a snapshot so that you can able to save yourself later, you come over here, the interface, snapshots. As you can see, I've already taken 2 snapshots, but if you want to take a snapshot In your case, you'll find a blank space, click yes, take snapshot, name it, and okay. So if you want to revert back, you just click it uh, like this and you revert, you restore. I think that's fine. So for this case, this second snapshot and the third snapshot are the same. I'll just delete this one. Yes, and delete that one. But that's how we take a snapshot. This is the first time how I downloaded the system, and later on I improved it and I took another snapshot. So whenever it crashes, I can revert back to the first time, to the Genesis part of the system, and that's the first snapshot. You can name it the way you want. Maybe you have installed a software like an IDS. You can write IDS installed, you take a snapshot on that, and you move on like that. So to this point, without further ado, uh, I'll be winding up. I'll be switching off. Please subscribe, share, comment, and in case of anything, let me know. Linux is here with us. Now from the next episode, we'll be down dealing with Linux like the real Linux users, the real G's. So bye bye and take care.